Hey everybody, what's up? Sorry I haven't been around for a while. I've been having life get me down, stuff going on. For anybody who would actually care and know a little bit about me, I'm sure a few of you who are watching this know that I am a type 1 diabetic, insulin dependent. About, well, I'll say 3.5, 4 weeks ago, well actually 5, 6 weeks ago, I got an insulin pump in from my insurance. And about 3.5 to 4 weeks ago I finally got it up and going, and between that and just life things I've been pretty busy. Okay, purpose of this video, if you saw the title you should already have an idea here, and for those who don't, these 4 things you're looking at here are the touchpads out of laptops. Well, the 2 on the right are here. These 2 on the left actually came out of some custom keyboards that I got off eBay for nothing, or for practically nothing. Came from some exercise outfit that shut down, and they used them for media interfacing with computers mounted on individual heavy equipment. In fact, I'll show you one of the 2 keyboards here. Boop! Come here, damn you. Yeah. Here's what they are. Hard rubber to prevent bacteria and stuff from sweat, easy to clean, and this is where the touchpad will have gone. So I have 2 of these, and that's what these 2 gray pads are out of here. Okay. You'll notice that these 2 on the left, as well as this bottom one, they are disconnected, don't really have cables on. But you'll notice this black one here, on the right, it has a cable coming out of it. And it comes up over here to my lovely mess of a computer. That's because I've got it hooked to my desktop computer. I don't want to show you the background because it is, the screensaver, because it is porn, and I do not want to tell you what kind of porn it is because you will freak out. Okay. I'll just show you the corner to show you that it's that it's background, that it is the screensaver. Now then, I'll pick the pad up. Watch what happens as soon as I touch it. Boom. Desktop computer screen comes on. Let's see if I can find the cursor. There. See the cursor? My finger? That should be enough proof that it works. This particular touchpad, well, these are all Synaptics model touchpads. And this particular one right here, I forgot the model number on it, but the driver chip in it is a T1006-0504. I couldn't find the pinouts for it on the internet, so I had to get creative, using the PDF document from the Synaptics site for an older model of touchpad, for some generalization of the pinouts, pulling the original cable connection ports off to see the layout of the PS2 connection, as well as a blog posted by some guy about his experience with them. I was able to deduce the 4 wires needed for a PS2. It's a lot like USB in a sense. You have the power and the ground, but the other 2 wires, they are data and clock. The power and ground were easy enough to find and figure out, but the data and clock took a little bit more searching around, and I found the 2 wires, but the 2 points I needed, but I wasn't quite sure if I had them in proper order or not. So after checking the pinout from the guy who made the blog about his experience, I just took a wild ass guess and got it right the first time. Now you'll notice that this pad here, it has 2 buttons on the bottom of it. They are for left and right click on the mouse there pad, whereas this one doesn't have any buttons. That's because I've got the official Synaptics driver for all Windows operating systems, including Windows including Windows 7, and I think maybe Windows 8 too if it has the PS2 protocol on the hardware. But with that driver, the way this pad is set up now is that 2 fingers slide up and down for vertical scroll, and left and right make it horizontal scroll. The bottom right side of the pad right there is right click, and then just a standard tap in everywhere else does left click. And with those functions, it has full mouse functionality of scrolling and everything. The software or the driver has a few other features in it that I decided not to use, and so yeah, I've actually got my main mouse there, which is USB, since this is a PS2 protocol, but I figured, fuck it, I'll put 2 mouses on this computer. Have fun with this one time to time if I don't want to be dragging my whole hand around on that thing. So there you have it. Now then, these two, I actually had these two on this desktop at times as well. These are easy enough to figure out because they already had the proper wire protocol. It wasn't hard to deduce the pinouts on them. Now, because these, when I was running them, I did not have the official driver. That's why this one has the 2 buttons on it for left and right click. I first had this top one on it here, and while they're really the same model, this bottom one's a slightly older chip. And the interesting thing is, if you look closely here, you get a good look, and know that top red spot is not blood. It is actually red liquid electrical tape that I spilled on it. Now you'll notice some hard to see lines here. Sorry for the screwy camera. This thing has it built into the hardware, the vertical and horizontal scroll function, and I didn't notice that when I first took this pad out and wired it up, but just a few nights ago I noticed and I hooked this one up. And then I was using it for a while, but I realized that I didn't like the physical buttons because it is hard to manipulate. Then I found this old pad again and figured I'd try to hook it up. I mean, this one here. That's another one from somewhere I don't know anything about that I found. And so after getting it hooked up, I got the official driver and it works perfectly for me. Smooth surface makes it easier to use, and I set the sensitivity to very light so I can use it without it moving around, and yada yada yada. Now these are just going to be spares for other projects. This one I'm going to work on deducing the pinout sometime soon. Maybe use it on one of my other desktops once I get them running, and maybe one of these or both, I don't know. I got 3 other desktops sitting around with 3 spare keyboards and 1 spare physical mouse that's PS2, you know, regular like that, laser of course. But I figured that if I get the 3 spare desktops running, I'll just use these 3 pads on them if I could deduce the pinout on that one, which shouldn't be too hard once I pull the connector off, since power and ground is easy to find. Because these pads that I have, they only have, well, these 2 only have 6 wires going to them, the main connector, which is power, ground, data, and clock. And the last 2 are for left and right click buttons, which go active low, I believe, when you hook them to ground, thus making them click the mouse button, which I will not use since I'm going to use the Synaptics official driver that supports all Synaptics products. Okay, so now you know a little bit about what I've got going here. I actually got one more pad somewhere around here that I lost years ago. That's, well, actually a year ago. Came out of a red Acer laptop. I think it was I forgot what it was, but it was one of those tiny little netbooks around 2010, 2011. I need to find that pad, see if I can figure it out and use it too. Okay, so now you see those 4 pads I have. Oh, I got one other pad here that's a USB keyboard and touchpad mouse combo that I got for like 20 bucks off eBay. It's for server duty in server rooms, so you could have a small keyboard and mouse, not take up space, but I wasted money on that because I don't like the small pad it has. It's shaped like this, but it's almost half size and it's very hard to use. So now that you know about the 4 pads in front of you and the other 2 that I have laying around, here's the other thing I have. Now this is a touchpad too, but I know nothing about it, and hence the meat of the video here. For you see, this came out of those plug-and-play toys, a SpongeBob game of sorts. And I tried searching it up on the internet, but I know nothing about it. And here's the info on it. ROHS 45184BR0. And I guess that's the assembly date, December 16th, 2004. I know nothing about this. And here's the connection lines it had. You got CS, MOSI, MISO, SCK, VSS, VDD, reset. From what I can tell, I know the VSS and VDD are the voltage and ground, and the reset, I guess, is a reset function of some kind. But I don't know nothing about these, and I don't have an oscilloscope to check it out. So if anybody could help me out with this, and maybe I could use it in an Arduino or for a project or something, I'd really help that. And I'm approaching the limit of my recording on this thing, not so much for video uploads to YouTube, but the device I'm using, so I'll cut it off there. Thanks for watching, and if you can help me out with this, I'd appreciate it. I'll see you some other time. Have a good day. Blah blah blah. God bless. Blah whatever. Goodbye.